Hi, my loves. Why don't we start by all taking a deep breath? A deep breath in. And a deep breath out. It's been a while since I've been online. A long while. Some of you may know by now that when my human self gets overwhelmed, anxious, I stop communicating, stop replying to messages. I consider one task to be a mountain, even though I know it's not. And so I just completely shut down and went inward. That's just part of the process, right? And the reason I'm even mentioning it here, in part to apologize, in part to ask for your grace, especially to all those of you who've been sitting in my inbox for 2 months. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for understanding. Thank you for even reaching out in the first place. I'll get back to you at some point. So, the other reason, the more important reason I'm even saying this, is because I hope that somehow it gives you hope, normalization, recognition that we're all human and we are all doing the best we can, however it is that we're doing it, so that we take care of our hearts first. Always, always take care of our hearts first. So let's just take a deep breath together. Wherever you're watching this, however you're listening to this, just breathe with me, okay? Breathing in and breathing out. And you continue. Continue to bring awareness to your breath. In and then out. It's been a while, so I feel like reintroducing myself before we get going to the fun stuff. My name's Noemi, and I have a big heart. I care a whole bunch about the world, around the world, of the world. I care about humanity deeply, and I know that you do too. So that makes me human. That makes me human on a path to make this world a better place. And I know you're there on that path, right along with me. And maybe you're still figuring out how to do it. Maybe you're doing all that you can. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed with not knowing what to do. We're all on this journey creating something new. So we don't really have templates. We don't really have proven methods to go off of. It's what we've seen has led us here. So now what we need is something that'll lead us there. And we all have, within our hearts, a little piece of the puzzle. You do too. So, why am I telling you this now, when you already know it? Because as a human, I see what goes on. I see what goes on out there. And some of it's not okay. And I haven't spoken out too much around this idea of what's not okay. Some of it I have. Some of it I haven't. And a few days ago, somebody mentioned what I guess I would consider plagiarism. I've been plagiarized, gosh, for ever since I've been writing things. So that's just the nature of I want to say our unexpressed selves, you know, or the smallness of being human. And I've been thinking about this idea of, you know, what is right and wrong? Who owns thoughts? Where do they come through? Can you really plagiarize somebody? Now, of course you can, you know, in the classical definition of plagiarism. But think about your state of being, your energy. My goal is that everyone feels this way. Feels the bigness of their hearts, the infinity of their consciousness. That's unique to each and every single one of you. And if we start by quote unquote copying to get us there, maybe that just means that there's going to be more of us doing it faster. So that's that for my little, you know, lightworker musings that I haven't done in a while. Now, before I get into channeling, I want to tell you one more thing about the human that I am. I really like one-on-one, you know, person-to-person communication and connection. It's not feasible this year, but the next best thing is Zoom, meeting online. And that's why I created the Lightworkers Collective. Right now it's mostly my students and it's amazing. I have it open for free till, I want to say January, February. So if you want to join, please do. We're going to be co-creating it together. And a few hours a month, we're going to be together. So rather than this kind of one-directional conversation, we get to co-create. You get to bring your insights, your heart, your unique energies to the collective, and I hope that you do. So it's just ladynuage.com/TLC, the Lightworkers Collective. TLC. Please join if you can. Taiku masali katakataka. It would be an honor to do so, to have you there. I'm a light language channel. What that means is that I speak in tongues. Some people will like that term, some people will not. I speak a language that I have not learned in school. Many of you do as well. Many of you that are watching my videos or other light language videos are at a point in the energetic frequency that you hold in your conscious awareness where you're either already able to hold these frequencies or you're close to it. Most people come into the space of this kind of energy when they are ready. Some of them get connected to it, attuned to it, which is what we did over the summertime when we held the light language course. Yoka. happen spontaneously. All of this you know, and yet I'm repeating it. And I'm repeating it because some of you will be here for the first time. We are awakening in waves. We are changing the world in waves. And through these waves, remember who you are and who you have come here to be. You, and you doubting yourself over here, you, yes, you. I see someone that was like about to stop the video. You'll have to let me know if that was you. So, all of you whose turn is now, who have chosen so courageously to awaken now to the state of affairs you are facing, to change, to transmute. In some instances, yes, to dismantle, although this word, this energy is not quite that which we foresee for you. A simple fading away can be enough. A fading away. Some of you have been feeding your minds with conscious wisdom. Some of you have been feeding your minds with high vibrational content, and vibrational content, we mean sounds, we mean thoughts, and we mean things that you neither see nor hear consciously. It is here through this underexplored. It is here through this underexplored set of information that you will find the answers. So I immediately thought of, like, you know, when you think of the rainbow, then you've got ultraviolet and infrared. I was thinking of that, like that's the image that popped up. It's still there. We know it exists. For those particular frequency bands, we actually have tools that give us the ability to gain insight through these vibrations, through these frequencies. They exist. Other beings, other animals on this planet actually, and plants, respond and react and navigate the world with the extra information that as humans, we don't have. A translation mechanism through the eyes, through the eyes and through the ears. So the big message here, and this is a message you've heard, so many of you have heard, and I keep that's in part why I no longer spend so much time on videos, because I sound like I'm repeating myself. I'm boring myself. But it's important to keep remembering, and this is why it's coming across so many channels, it's coming across so many people, because it is absolutely essential that you recalibrate. You need to recalibrate, and that includes me, of course. This isn't like just for you. It's as a whole, as a people, as humanity, we need to recalibrate and recalibrate some more. Our systems are constantly changing. Some of you are going to be feeling great one day and exhausted the next day. Some of you are going to be feeling like the love of the world is inside of your heart one day, and like you're crippled with anxiety the next day. Your systems are doing the best that they can. Your bodies are doing the best that they can to navigate what's out there, right? And it's not just what's out there as in people are purging, right? Like I hope that that's quite clear. that there's not, no matter what theories people have, right? Like theories are just, people are making meaning-making machines. As channels, we even just make meaning out of pockets of information. I hope you know this. I hope this isn't something that is new to you. There will be different meanings associated with the frequencies that have no visual rendition and no human construct associated with them. So there will be meaning associated with what's happening, and I'm going to use some of my words, and some of my words are going to be, there is some heaviness, right? I mean, duh. You know this, and I know this. There's some heaviness happening around the world right now, and some of it is human, like some of it is us purging as we are going through this insane global, right? It's been a while since something's truly been global, that has caught our attention. So whatever the meaning you associate with it, whatever your beliefs around what is going on, whatever beliefs you have, you know, whether you're more inclined to believe people that are loud, whether you're more inclined to believe people that are close to your heart, whether you're more inclined to believe people that say things that align with your belief system, whether you're more inclined to believe, you know, like either quote science or science, it is all meaning we add on top, right? It's that veil layer, right? Meaning is the veil layer on top. This is why we're always going back to the heart, and why it's so kind of counterintuitive. We use meaning to go back to that which goes beyond meaning. We use language to go back to that which goes beyond words. There we go. This is, you know, when we can understand the incomprehensible and how incomprehensible what we seek to understand is, we know that we are somewhere deep. So let's go somewhere deep today. You ready? I invite you to close your eyes, to hold an intention of gratitude, of protection, of amplification, of expansion. All those are your natural states, as you well know. And yet sometimes the mind needs that certification, certitude. Light language is a way for higher consciousness to communicate with us. Whether you consider it to be your higher consciousness, whether you consider it to be external to you, it is greater than the human constructs we currently have. So those beings that speak to me, speak through me, whether you think of them as beings or whether you just think of it as greater awareness, all of it is meaning on top. It's the veil. It's the human constructs that allow our minds to align, relax, so that we can get into the heart. This is why I don't talk about it all that much, because at the end of the day, it is irrelevant. What you believe around something that is beyond meaning, someone else will believe something else, and they'll still have the same experience energetically as you. In the brain, it might be sorted differently. But what matters is big hearts expanding. What matters is more light being anchored into this world. What matters is your resilience, keeping on going, even if you feel like you've dried out in terms of how much energy you can give and how much more you can keep going. You can keep going. You can keep going. Because it's all in here. You access it through here. This infinite well of abundance is in here. Oh, I could cry some of your... Oof. I feel it. I I can feel those of you that are struggling really deeply right now. So if you want to stick with me for just a moment or two, let's do something beautiful for ourselves. Now, it's likely that you were listening to this without fully being seated and present. I wouldn't expect you to, it's just talking. But now is the moment to sit or to lay down. We're going to start by expanding the heart. You're welcome to cry the whole time if that helps you release. You're welcome to fall asleep if that helps you relax. Every time your mind gets in the way, remember to breathe. And remember to hold that moment, that thought of protection. May this be for my highest good. Knowing that it is. Always. Marakadaleo hasikoa. Mahasini ulukumika ashartikadialaka. Shumakarniko silikataka sini karatkasiya. Siumarnakalikataka umkatana halikatike. Oh, shina. Powerful. Sioko hase. Torokoko. So we're allowing some energies to come through. Allow yourself to release whatever is ready to go and to receive whatever your highest self is ready to bring in for you. Your conscious brain doesn't need to know. The trust in yourself is what matters. Syumaka. Start journaling. I know this doesn't apply to everybody. Whoever it applies to, whoever's not journaling, it's time for you to start writing. Doesn't have to be in English. Can be doodles. Can be art. You've got to take a pen and you've got to let it out. You can do crafts and other things, but you need that aspect of communicating with yourself with language. So a pen. No texting. No. It's the wrong aspect of your consciousness. We want you to go deeper. Deeper. And every once in a while, even when you write, it will be that front part, the conscious awareness, the ego self, the pain body. Different renditions, different facets of a similar expression of the self. For those of you that are accelerating right now, that are finding me right now, right when you're finding me, right when you're finding this video, it's time. It's time, and in a good way. But the thing is, you're gonna have to start building and nurturing these tools in order to be able to sustain the growth that you're seeking and the growth that you've agreed to undertake. You write and you meditate every single day. That deserved a swear. Every single damn day. Like, you do it. And I know I say this, I'm being frank with you, I don't do it every single day. Why? Because the part in front of me sometimes gets in the way. I know better. I know how hard it is to do. But let me tell you, when I communicate with myself, I am able to hear what is out there. Guess what I didn't do when I was in here? I wasn't communicating with myself. I was revisiting my pain body, which in and of itself is very valuable. And to all of you doing that, I honor you. Because I know the process it takes to go deep inward, to pull all of the weeds out. So many of you will be going through many different types. Many of you will, you're all at different stages. For those of you that are starting, make sure you know this. Hands on the heart, breathing, writing, and meditating with those hands on the heart. Let's do one more. Many of you are ready to unlock your light language. Okay, we do have time. That was a surprise. Okay, there it is. That's the big thing we're doing. Many of you are ready to unlock your light language. Many of you know that light language comes in different forms. And one of them is through an attunement, a connection to that energy. Not connection, it's more like a remembering. It's like someone goes up a ladder and it's like, here, this is where we go. Here, let me grab your hand and I'll pull you up. And by the second time and the third time you do this, you're like, oh, I know how to get there. No problem, I just go up that ladder. So an attunement energetically kind of has that effect. We raise the vibration. And then your energetic field recognizes it and is like, oh, this is where we're at. Okay. And then from that space, the energy of it is sustained within your field. You've been able to go up there, be like, oh, this is where we're at. All right. And you revisit whenever. Now, the thing with light language is that it is a physical expression of an energy. You speak it, you draw it, you dance it, you move it, like it is anchoring it in deeply into this world through the physical form of, again, the formless, the bigness that is. So, even if you're attuned to that vibration, there may be a lot of human stuff getting in the way before you speak it, before you sign it, before you write it. I want you to know that. That is why we've got coaching packages. That is why we've got classes to lead you through the human stuff. You need to understand that there's a human aspect to this, right? Ascension, expansion, it all is all well and good. There's always that human aspect. So whether you choose to do this process alone, supported by your non-physical guides, or supported by teachers and coaches in this world, the human 3D experience, please be mindful of that. Mindful that we don't need to do it alone. We don't need to do it alone. So one more time, if you want to join us on the Lightworkers Collective, please do so. Okay, so ladynuage.com/TLC. If you want community, if you want to talk about it, we'll do it in community. If you want more of a long-term process of activating the light language within you, more than happy to guide you through that. You just have to let me know, okay? And we can do it one-on-one, or we can do a group class, whichever, okay? Some of you will not need that. some of you will. Just remember that in moments like these, you do not need to isolate you even more than what has been asked of you. Okay? My goodness, my hands are going. It's like they're super active. So, we're beginning. And I typically like to hold these moments sacred. But hey, they want it online, so there it is. I hope that by now you're seated or lying down. If you're feeling ready to receive, then my gratitude goes out to you for the willingness to delve into the unknown, to change, to grow, to expand. Thank you for your courage, because it does come with shadow work, it always does. So your courage for looking at your own shadow. And then for displacing all of the stagnant energies that have been on this planet for so long. Inside our fields, inside our beings, and overall. Thank you. And we begin. If you can, put your hands in front of your heart, either holding your heart or in prayer position. And close your eyes. And breathe. Nayo malakayo atayo. Tayo nayo dase. Nayo. May you speak your heart's wisdom. Om Taisai Om Mayai Om Nakashinaka. For those of you that are holding your breath, remember to breathe. Nakayawa. Akalaya nakasiwakaya. Kona malakate. Kona malakate. So some of you may be seeing things, smelling things, hearing things. And more than likely, you may get sensations on your physical body. Tingles, shivers. Allowing yourself to let that high vibration permeate your energetic field. If you allow it to, of course. what's happening in the heart. Those of you that had walls that were ready to come down, I can feel it. It takes a lot of courage, and I really admire that. Allow yourself to breathe. Whatever that big gray cloud is around us, like in a little bubble of light right now. That's fine. It's not reaching us. Energetically, of course. Please be safe physically. I feel like I shouldn't have to say these things, but then I'm like, but maybe I should. A lot of tightness, so whoever's feeling nervous, just know you're in control, okay? If you're not ready yet, you just say no. And you've already said no, so no worries. No worries, right? You can know this is here for you for later, or you can just choose altogether to not have this experience in this lifetime or in this moment in your lifetime. Okay? No one's forcing you. You are in control. It's not like you need this in order to ascend or anything. There will be people that will have no spiritual practice by the end of their lifetime and will be beacons of light. Okay? Multiple different ways to get to the same vibrational state. There we go. I'm feeling better. All right. Good. I really love you all. You're doing big work. And please remember, especially if no one is telling you this, please remember that the big work is the work that isn't displayed online, right? It's the work you do for yourself, in yourself. It's the work that like your coworkers will never get to know you did. It's the work that maybe some of your friends will never get to know you did. So inner work. That's the big work. That's the big work. So thank you for doing that big work. As we dismantle these systems inside of ourselves first. We feel empowered inside first. We allow ourselves to dream, to hope, to have faith first inside, so that then we can turn it into something that has form in this planet, in this dimension. Lots of karmic ancestral stuff ready to go, right? Sometimes we hold that in our DNA. It gets carried from person to person. So whatever you are ready to release, we transmute it back to love. There you go. I want you to take a deep breath in. relax and let your body settle? Where does it feel lighter? Teshimukaya. We're going to complete this process now. Letting the energy settle into your field. Making sure you're feeling nice and protected. So at the end of the day, we are physical beings. We have a start and an end physically, and energetically we sort of do it away. Depends on what scale we look at. Those of you that are going to be taking this gift and unwrapping it in the moments to come, the days to come, the weeks to come, I'm going to ask something of you. I'm going to ask that you take it and you treat it with respect. Because it is so powerful and so beautiful. And sometimes certain brains aren't ready to listen, to hear, and to entertain the idea that we have so much consciousness in here and past our physical bounds. And I'm saying this because right now, all around us, there's so much heaviness. We're likely to trigger people a little bit more than usual. Even through our acts that we aim towards as kind, loving, and generous, they can still be triggering to others, right now, especially. So please, when you take it, when you talk about it, when you share it with others, how you hold it in your practice, please do so with so much love, so much kindness and compassion for you and for all those around you. When they're ready, you'll know. You'll know. Because they'll tell you. That felt important to say, I guess, to some of you. Thank you for spending the last 45 minutes with me. It's been a deep honor. It's a lot of time. And time in this three-dimensional reality is our most coveted resource. So thank you. May you be blessed by the Most High. I see you. So, as post-care, very quickly, lots of water, spending time in nature if you can, journaling, and if you need to reach out, join us at the next Zoom, okay? LadyNewEdge.com/TLC. They'll tell you the next time we meet, and it's coming up right away.